Welcome, it's Granny Doll, and it's time for us to look at slow fashion. Let me just take my glasses off here. I do have my notes in front of me so I don't miss anything. And I hope you're all doing really well. I just finished eating a cookie, so it's all over me. But this is where we are. So lately, I've been thinking a lot about clothing, the clothing in my cupboard, in my closet. And I just finished reading the first chapter, if you will, in a book called Make Thrift Mend by Katrina Rodabaugh. I think I've said her name correctly. If not, somebody can tell me how to do it better. But it's given me things to think about. It's given me opportunities where I need to slow down and think about it. And one sentence early on that really stayed with me was this: what if, just what if, we simply paused? I wonder about that. Before another sweater or another pair of jeans, what if we stopped long enough to look in our own closet and see what we have? Maybe ask those questions. Do I need it? Do I love it? So pull something out of your closet. Have you worn it lately? Do I love this? Have I not worn it in the last year? Maybe it's time to share it. Will I actually wear this item? And some days those questions are more difficult than others. You think they'd be pretty simple. You bought something, you put it in the closet, you bought it because you liked it, and then something happened. I'm learning slowly that slow fashion isn't really about spending less money, but more about paying attention. I don't think we pay attention enough to what we bring into our homes on a regular basis. But maybe what we need to do is just look at where we are today. It's simply beginning where we are. And it's not about being perfect. Oh, good heavens, I could never do that. Maybe it means repairing a shirt instead of replacing it. Finally learning some visible mending, and that's definitely on my to-do list. And I probably have mentioned it before. Those of you who've watched me for a while will have heard that. I have a couple of items in mind that I'd like to do some visible mending on, but I hesitate and I don't really know why. And then it's time that we appreciate what we already own. The small changes really do seem to add up, don't they? I think so. So first of all, I want to talk about my personal uniform. And I mentioned this in a short video the other day, that you can tune into me on any given day and see one of maybe 3 different outfits, shirts, or a dress that I wear, and that's my personal uniform. The one dress, when I first purchased it, I bought 2 because I really liked the style, I really liked the design, I wanted it for a house dress. And the newer one was tucked away, and last summer I got it out. So now I have those 2 in rotation. The other thing I have is a really, really old white cardigan. It has no buttons or anything. I got it at a thrift store, and I've mended it a couple of times where the hem of the cuff, here's my cuff, had unraveled, and I have some kind of cream wool, so I stitched it up. And it's looking a little dingy, but it serves its purpose. It keeps me warm, and that's exactly what I need. The things that I really like are those soft, cozy sweaters, right? Long skirts, I have 2 of those. Comfortable dresses, the ones I just mentioned, and knit socks when it's sock wearing season, and natural fibers wherever possible. I have one dress that is partly linen, and I absolutely love it. It's a heavier fabric that doesn't drape the same, excuse me, the same way, but it feels good. Natural fibers, blues, lavenders, these cozy cardigans that I mentioned. These are the things that I reach for time and time again. Instead of chasing every trend, I'm learning to simply become more myself. This is me. And there's something really freeing about that, at least for me. Are you with me so far? It's a life that can be repaired. Perhaps my favorite lesson doesn't really have anything to do with clothing. It has to do with repairing things and repurposing things. Remembering a tiny hole doesn't mean that the sweater has reached the end of its journey. A faded shirt might just need some natural dye. And I haven't tried that yet. So that's kind of on my list. A worn linen tea towel can become blocks, or I can take a tea towel and sew two quarters together and make a cleaning up cloth and do that by hand, slow stitching. And I often wonder if our lives are like that too. You know, God has always been in the business of mending, not throwing away, no, not replacing, restoring. And that gives me hope. Hope in these days is so important, isn't it? All of this really fits well within my 100-mile life, my 100-mile journey, the small circles, the really deep roots, living more thoughtfully each day, buying less, making more, caring for what we've already been given. So here's my question. I'd love to know, what's the one thing in your wardrobe that you kept for years because you love it so much? Or what's one thing you could mend instead of replacing this week? Now, I'm going to be really honest here, and this is not something that we would normally talk about, but there are some things that I will buy when needed. Underwear. I'm not making my own underwear. I did that once as an experiment, and it was fine, but I'm not doing that. And the other thing is a brassiere. And I have two that I've been wearing on rotation for quite a while, and they're starting to get a little thin, and they're not holding the girls up the way they used to. So it's time for those. So that's what I will be replacing. But mending, maybe this dress that I've been putting aside. It's a denim short dress that I wear like a tunic over tights. And it's thin around just underneath my chest area here. You can see through it. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to put on that to embellish it, maybe mend it so I can wear it because I really like it. And there's so much denim in this dress, like it's fairly full, and I don't want to waste it. So what's one thing you could mend or replace instead of replacing this week? I'd love to hear your stories. Share in the comments. But until next time, take care of you. Take care of one another. I'll be back. Remember, this is Granny Doll from Doll Can Create, and I know that you can too. We're continuing to create the life we want to live. So one of the perks I did want to, as an add-on here, if you stayed till the end of the video, give me a little pink heart. I did purchase this today, and it's a glass drinking bottle, water bottle. I can put anything in it. It's got iced coffee in it right now with a glass straw. I've always wanted one. It's got a really tight seal all the way around, and I'm happy I purchased that. The other thing I purchased was a spring copy of Daphne's Diary. So you can look that up online if you'd like, but it's got all sorts of cozy home ideas, travel logs, um, cutouts, things for my own journals, that kind of thing. I'm waiting for the summer one. They said the summer one would be displayed on July the 7th, but here in Hamilton up in the mountain, it was still the spring one. So I'm waiting for that. So I did purchase that today and a couple of washi tapes, which I probably didn't need, but that was a treat for me. And every once in a while, it's good to do that, isn't it? To give yourself a little bit of something just to boost. And the washi tape was on sale. So there you go. As a side to that, Nick and I went into Michael's up on the East Mountain. And I was so disappointed because they had no journals. They had no happy planner things, no stickers, no washi tape. And I'm going, what's going on? So I asked the young lady at the counter, and she said, well, we never had journals. I said, yes, you did, because I bought a few of them. Well, we've had to move things around to put the new displays up, et cetera, et cetera. And I used to be able to go in there and purchase one pencil crayon, right? Colored pencil, and just the color I wanted or I was short of. Oh, no, 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 no. No, we don't do that anymore. I'm going, great, but you've got Halloween stuff out now. I'm going, ugh, 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 ugh. Talk about consumerism, right? A little over the top for me, and I wasn't the only one. There was another couple, a younger woman and her partner or husband, saying the same thing. Why is this out so early? And where are the things I'm looking for? They're not there. One thing they did have, which is a bonus, is fabric. Bolts of fabric where you can buy, 1 or 2 meters at a time, depending on what you need. So that was a bonus. I'm going to give Michael's a bit of a plug for that, but get the journals back. Right? Get the journals back or I'll be buying them somewhere else. Anyway, that's the end of my little add-on, my little shopping trip today with Nick. Friday is our date time together. So we went out, haven't been out hardly all this week, but make do, mend, do what you can. Question of the day. Here it is. You ready? Okay. What is the one piece of clothing you will never part with and why? Remember, small circles, deep roots, living the 100-mile life. This is Granny Doll saying, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.